Hello and welcome to a brief presentation on the undergraduate programs at the Department of Sports Science at Stellenbosch University. I'm going to be highlighting the BSc of Sports Science specifically within this presentation. And my name is Simon Duval. I'm a lecturer and the undergraduate committee chairperson at the department. I'd like to start with a brief lesson from my 12 years in tertiary education thus far. So I've put in a little quote there saying it's not about what teachers cover, it's about what students discover. And I want you to keep this in mind as I move through this presentation, is that while we have a unique and a fantastic offering at the Department of Sports Science, there are many routes and avenues that you could take within tertiary education to get a unique and an amazing qualification. However, the goal for me when I see students moving forward into their careers as well is to find students who are really passionate about something, who really want to pursue something and make a success of themselves within their career, whatever that career choice might be. So here you can see an overview of the Kutsenberg campus. This is where the Department of Sports Science is located at Stellenbosch. And really this is an extension of our classroom. You have a number of world-class fields and facilities around the department. The department is the building at the back of this image in the center. And then the building in front, the smaller building in front, is the Kutsenberg Center where the graduations take place at the university. And you also have the Marty's Gymnasium where you see that large outdoor pool, which is attached to the Department of Sports Science. But you can also see the world-renowned Darnie Craven Stadium, the rugby stadium on the left-hand side, Kutsenberg Athletic Stadium on the right, our secondary rugby fields in the middle of the photo, soccer fields, various soccer and cricket fields, hockey astroturfs, there's a tennis complex, netball courts, and we use all of these facilities within the sports science degree program for practical classes, teaching and learning, and training. Just highlighting a few of the locations within the building itself. In blue, this is where we give our classes. We have 5 halls that can all cater for between 50 and 100 students. And we also have some clinical training labs. We've got a motor learning lab. We've got an anatomy lab, biokinetics center, kinesiology center, high performance hub, and the offices of the staff who work there. So that's where a lot of the teaching and learning takes place, the majority of it. But we also have some practical halls. So we've got a dance hall, a multi-purpose sports hall, a indoor basketball court, indoor swimming pool, 25-meter pool, and a lot of our practical classes take place within those halls, especially when we need to get out of the sun in the hot Stellenbosch summer. We have a green, highlighted in green here, the CAF Neuromechanics Lab. It's essentially a biomechanics laboratory where there's very high-tech equipment that we use to teach our students biomechanical skills, biomechanical analysis. We also have an exercise physiology lab where we teach students how to measure physiological parameters with athletes. We have the Marty's Gymnasium in red. This is a typical gymnasium setup, but our students do have discounted rates there. And we also do teaching and learning within the Marty's Gymnasium, working with athletes and sedentary people. Just a brief history on the Department of Sports Science. So it's almost been 90 years now since the department was founded by Dr. Ernst Jokl. And initially it was housed within the Faculty of Education, and it was a 3-year diploma in physical education reflecting the needs in the market at that time in South Africa. It then obtained departmental status in 1940 before eventually becoming the Department of Human Movement Studies in 1980, reflecting a change in the course content and the demands within the market. Later it was changed to the Department of Sports Science, which it still is now. And then very recently we joined the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, moving away from the Faculty of Education. We managed to salvage the academic year, both last year and in 2020. And we've been divided into 3 divisions: the Division of Sports Science, the Division of Biokinetics and Kinesiology, and the Division of Sport and Exercise Medicine. And all courses that we currently offer are being reviewed for possible renewal in the coming years. We are looking to recurriculize further and update our syllabus as we move forward with the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. So our current vision is to be the leading sports science department in South Africa. And our mission is to lead the students that we have with excellence so that they may become leaders in their field by providing and exposing them to high-quality teaching, research, and social impact projects. We also aim to offer academic programs and research that focus on market-related needs and that serve the South African society. And then we want to utilize our physical and human assets and resources optimally so that we may advance our department, the faculty and university, as well as society in general. Our vision for 2040 is to be the leading research-intensive sports science department in and for Africa. This is a major focus of Stellenbosch University, is to improve our research footprint and impact, and we are aligned with that. Just a little bit about myself. So I'm a former undergraduate student at the Department of Sports Science. I completed my undergraduate honors and masters all at the Department of Sports Science. I'm now registered for a PhD as well. I'm a representative on the Arts and Social Sciences faculty side, and we do have a BSc representative as well, of course, who also serves on the undergraduate committee with me. And if you have any questions or queries related to this degree program, you're most welcome to contact me. My contact details are on the slide. A unique aspect of the Department of Sports Science is that we are housed, or we resort under 4 different faculties. Although we are organizationally housed within the Faculty of Medicine and Health Science, and our honors, masters, and PhD programs are resort under the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. We have 2 undergraduate programs which resort under the Faculty of Arts and Faculty of Science, respectively. And I'm going to highlight the BSc program moving forward. And we also then offer a few service modules to the Faculty of Education, specifically within their postgraduate certificate in education and physical education. So the BSc program is the one that you see in the center. It's a 3-year degree program. You'll have a dual major, either in physiology or biochemistry, something to that nature. And then you'll have your BSc major, your BSc in sports science major. What you can do with this degree moving forward after your undergraduate studies is you could go on to do an honors in physiology if you would like. You can also go and do a postgraduate certificate in education, where you can train to become a teacher and teach something like life sciences because of your BSc background. And then what students commonly, the choice that they commonly utilize is either to move into a BSc in biokinetics, a BSc honors in performance sport, or a BSc honors in kinderkinetics. These are 3 honors programs offered within the Department of Sports Science. And you can do any of those, whatever your preferences and where your interests lie. Obviously, there is a selection procedure and a minimum standard to get into those honors programs. And then you can also move forward to do a master's degree in sports science or a PhD in sports science. As you can see, those are all resorting under the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. So you really have a wide array of opportunities and different routes that you can go depending on your interests, whether you're more practical or theory orientated, whether you want to be in a performance or clinical setting, working with children. There are a number of opportunities for our graduates to pursue. Then for BSc incoming students, you need a grade 12 average of 65%, excluding life orientation, in order to qualify for this degree program. You need to take Afrikaans or English, either Haystal or first additional language, at level 4, 50%. You need to get at least 50% for physical sciences and 60% for mathematics. And then any other university admission subject, a minimum of 50%, in order to be able to apply for this degree program. You also need to be medically fit. There's a medical history form you will need to complete prior to registering with us. And this is because of the physical nature of the sports science program. If you have any questions about that, you can contact our admissions officer, and her details are at the end of this presentation. Then, theory modules in the undergraduate program. So in first year, our BSc students take anatomy. They only take anatomy on the Kutsenberg campus. The rest of their classes are all on main campus. They do have some practicals in the first year with us as well. I'll get to those later. In the second year, subjects like motor learning, motor control, exercise physiology, teaching and program development, adapted movement programs, applied biomechanics, sport and recreation management. And the nice thing about these classes is that you will sit together with your BA classmates in these specific classes and get to forge and develop new friendships with them as well. Then in the third year, you'll spend a lot more time on Kutsenberg campus with us, so you'll be doing sports injuries, peak performance, testing and measurement, sports psychology, and sport ethics. And as I mentioned earlier, you will also have a very strong practical component to this degree. So we really pride ourselves on the sport practicals, and this is something we're looking to renew moving forward as well. So in first year, you've got some compulsory sports that you need to take: swimming, soccer, indigenous games, and then an elective of a summer and a winter sport. And in second year, gymnastics and fitness with an elective of a summer and a winter sport. Just keeping in mind that our focus in the first year practicals is on skill acquisition, learning the game, the rules of the game, and how to play effectively. And then in second year, it's on coaching the sports themselves, so how to teach others to play those sports, which is a great skill to learn as well. And then in the third year, you continue with sport practicals, gymnastics, dance, and games, where the focus is on developing lesson plans with outcomes that you try to achieve and assessment of those outcomes. So really challenging you to think critically about what are people learning within a sporting environment. And then you have the opportunity to do laboratory work in kinanthropometry, functional anatomy, strength and conditioning, and field testing. And these are catered towards learning critical skills that a sports scientist will need moving forward into the workspace. You'll also be able to do a specialization, an applied kinesiology module, where you'll choose between fitness, coaching, and adapted physical activity or disabilities, where you will work mainly with persons with disabilities. You choose one of these specializations, and the goal here is to integrate all of our undergraduate program content within these different environments, either working with people looking to improve their physical activity or their fitness goals, so either athletes or sedentary persons, working in a coaching environment, individual and team sports, or working in an adapted movement environment within either coaching or fitness. You'll have the opportunity to go on an exchange in the third year if you qualify and if you're interested. At Linnaeus University in Sweden, we do a 3-week exchange to and from there. And over the course of 7 years, we had 96 students who went over and 8 staff members, including myself. I had the privilege to go over. And then we invite the students and staff to come to us as well. We unfortunately postponed or cancelled these in 2021 and 2022 for the students. However, from 2023 onwards, we do plan to continue with this program, and our goal there is really to learn how sports science, the field of sports science, looks in Sweden, and use that as a reference point for what we do in South Africa. And we find that our students learn a lot when they do go over on that exchange. Just finishing up with careers. So I want to come back to the lesson that I said earlier. The students, the people that I've seen leave the department over the last 12 years, the ones who go on to make a success, they make a success in whatever field they end up with, or whatever field they end up in, but only because of their own doing, because of their passion, their hard work, and their drive. And you really can see on this slide, for example, there's a lot of different fields and opportunities you could move into. But really keep in mind that sports science is something that you do. It's not just something that you study. And so you might work with athletes, you might work with people in a clinical, rehabilitative setting, people with chronic disease, youth, adults, geriatric populations. We can really work with a wide variety of people within a sport and exercise setting, and you need to go and find that passion in yourself. A short survey or brief survey we did at the end of last year with our alumni at the department, 113 people who've graduated between 2016 and 2017 on average, and with a large majority having already gone on to do postgraduate study. Just to give you an idea of where our graduates do end up, the good news is that the overwhelming majority of them are employed. There's only 3 who were unemployed at the time and 15 who were studying. And then we've got a lot of people working within coaching, either within a professional or amateur setting, within education, normally fulfilling a dual role as a teacher and a sports scientist or coach, within the sports science setting, biokinetics, rehab, chronic disease settings, sports administrators, sports coordinators, directors of sport, some who've left the field of sports science, and then some smaller areas, niche areas like strength and conditioning, personal training, working within a laboratory, being a researcher, data scientist, etc. If you have any administrative questions, you're welcome to contact either Mrs. Buerta, she's our secretary at the department, or Mrs. Ace, who deals with admissions, and their contact details on the slide. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. And I look forward to welcoming you on the Kutsenberg campus in the near future. Goodbye.